Excuse me. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call to order the Farmington Board of Education meeting for Monday, June 3rd, 2019. If we can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And item 6, consideration of the Superintendents Report, 6A, Farmington High School Building Committee update.
So we'll have this on our agenda periodically just to keep the board and the community aware of what's going on with the FHS Building Committee. I'll report that there are 4 subcommittees that have been established. All of the committees have met. They're making a great deal of progress. There's a communications subcommittee, a finance subcommittee, partnerships subcommittee, and a site evaluation subcommittee. And that site evaluation committee is actually putting together information that will then go to the communication committee so that we can share it, but just looking at other sites within Farmington, besides where we are currently located, where Farmington High School is currently located. We also released an owner's representative RFP, and we will be interviewing 4 different companies that this week in the role of owner's representative. And you can find all of the agendas and the minutes from the FHS Building Committee as well as the subcommittees on the town's website. And we also have a link on our website to that website so that parents can easily get to that information. And we also recently sent out a facility letter that actually was a suggestion of a community member. And we sent out a facility letter to all parents highlighting the FHS Building Committee process, as well as all of the facility projects that have occurred this year and are in the budget for next year due to the support of this board and our town council, as well as our community from the referendum. So there's lots going on in the FHS Building Committee process, but also in our K-8 facilities with several different infrastructure and security projects that are occurring. So we're very busy, but I have to say the Building Committee, when we get together, there's a lot going on, and I don't know if
it's moving with great speed. I mean, it really is. Yeah. So
a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Kathy on the Building Committee? Okay. Next item on the agenda, 6B, Continuing Education Annual Report.
I see Lori is here, and this is quite an impressive report, Lori.
Yes.
And I really want to commend you and your team for providing such comprehensive and outstanding programming in continuing education here in Farmington. It is amazing over the time that I've been here just how it continues to expand. And it's not just Farmington continuing education. We have partnered with other towns in a shared service approach, and I'm always impressed with everything that's going on. So I want to give you the opportunity just to provide a summary of the report, and then we'll open it up to any questions.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me to be here. It's always a pleasure to do what I do every day with the youth and adult enrichment for the town. And it's great to see all of our students here be recognized, and I allow that opportunity for our adults in Farmington as well as neighboring communities to come out and kind of pursue their passion that they've always wanted to do, whether it be another language or if they wanted a yoga or they wanted to sew, just kind of different things. And the program has continually grown over the years. We've been in business now for 48 years. I am coming on 20 years for myself in September, being with the Farmington Public Schools, 15 with continuing ed. And all of our programs have continued to grow. Our state mandated program, which is required by the state of Connecticut through a grant program, is to offer ESL, English for non-speakers, for our adults. Also citizenship, prepare them to get their citizenship, and also for high school completion, we offer the GED here. We've had some accomplishments, some GED diplomas that students have gotten through our classes. We've also had one that got an NEDP, which is National External Diploma Program, which is more of a portfolio type program. So we've had some accomplishments. They might be small, but our community here, our teachers and our administration and all of you do such a great job of keeping our students in our school system that it doesn't push them into my program. And I also have collaborating districts of Avon, Canton, and Burlington, because you have to run this mandated program within your own town, or you have to collaborate with another district. So they all come to our program here in Farmington. And this was our largest program of 200 participants, and we had over 440 different countries that were represented in our classrooms. We have an international gathering at the end of each semester, and it's just amazing where these students come out. They share their passion to the teachers, one another, and the different foods that they make, and it's just such a celebration. And we'd love for all of you to join us. I'll send out invitations again and when they are, and come join us with that. On the enrichment side, we've had a lot of adult accomplishments. We're doing a lot more with our youth, with our ski clubs. We've taken all that over through all the elementary schools. That's been a success. We've had our Lego program, again, collaborating with Avon, Canton, and Burlington. And then we have our other programs that we do through Excel, which is our before and after school program, again, allowing them some enrichment programs when they come there. We get involved with our multicultural arts with Augustine, with his large summer grants and school grants that we do. Last year, he helped collaborate with the New Britain Museum of Art. That was another addition. We're waiting to hear if we get the grants again for this year. We also do a lot with the summer learning program. We do all the facilitation of all the enrollments for all of our elementary and remedial programs, as well as our enrichment through our department here. So the department is growing. We have over 4,600 enrollments. We are the largest enrichment program in the state of Connecticut. I just had word that West Hartford is going to be eliminating their enrichment program. And they're a pretty big partner with me here. So I'm going to try to work with their leisure services and see if we can collaborate with some programming and see what we can do on that end. But always looking for new ideas, new trends that are coming out. You don't have to have a certification. You just need to have a hobby and a passion for it and just share it with the community. So if you ever have anybody that's interested, send them my way. That's what I do.
Thank you, Larry. Any questions? Liz?
So, thank you. This always amazes me. I have a couple of questions about just the amount of use that Farmington High School gets as a facility from your program. So I'm just trying to get kind of an idea of like uses that the high school gets community-wise, other than just as a high school. So how many people would you say come through this high school for your programs on a yearly basis?
A couple of thousand, at least, will come through my programs.
Okay.
Most of them are held here. This is our main site for our programs. I try to stay to one side of the building. I typically will use an entrance over here. I do have a evening monitor supervisor who is here while any of my classes are going on. We do a lot of facility use in the building here.
And it's year-round?
It is not. It's usually 12 weeks. I'll start up in February and I'll run through the middle of May. Nothing in the summertime unless it's driver's ed, maybe at night, and then in the fall. So it's not, consistent throughout.
Okay,
So
well, okay,
like
so it's
12,
not-
it's like
yeah.
12 weeks in the fall and 12 weeks in the winter,
All
spring.
right, it's not consistent in the summer, but there might be, because I think there's sometimes some stuff in the summer, but it's very light, like
It's
driver's
very
ed.
light if it
Okay.
is at night.
All right,
The multicultural arts program.
The multicultural is during the day. I'll do some enrichment youth
during the day.
programming during the day,
Yeah.
but not at night. Yes.
okay. Right, okay. So it's not consistently busy during the year?
Correct.
But there is some summer use?
There is some
Okay.
summer use.
All right, and I guess, so, and it's, so in the summer it'd be during the day, and then obviously during the rest of the time, it's at night, because you can't do it during the day when there's students
Correct.
here.
Or driver's ed would be right after school
Right,
at 3.
okay.
A couple of days a week.
All right, and I guess you answered another question. So you said you're the largest program in the state. Now with West Hartford, they're closing. Do you know why they're going to, you heard they're going to stop their program?
For
Do you know why?
funding, for funding reasons.
Okay. They're not they were funded by someone else? They weren't self-sustaining, probably?
They were trying to be self-sustaining, but it wasn't enough.
Now, had you seen any impact on your programs yet from that, from them saying that they're closing?
I have not. I'm working on it now. I have a meeting this week with Leisure Services to see if I can collaborate with more of theirs or reach out to the instructors to kind of gain their
Yeah.
business, or maybe do some programming over at IAR, which is closer on the West Hartford line. So a lot of things, going on what I can do to kind of pull those people.
Right.
Plus, they're working with me to put our website address on their website.
Oh, really? Okay.
For trips and to kind of collaborate, and I'm trying to get as many email addresses and whatever I
Oh,
can
that's a
do
good
to
idea.
kind of pull them our way.
Do you ever do any, I don't know if any continuing education programs do this, so forgive me, but is there any kind of, like, online courses that continuing ed does?
We do. I partner with Ed2Go. I've been working with them for like 6 years now. They're instructor-facilitated classes, and they're also now career training classes. I've had probably 30 a year that have done the instructor-facilitated, which is just a 6-week class, probably around $99, and then the career training, which I've been trying to build more to get into more of the workforce development area with students, and I think I've graduated 3 in the career training program. But it's hard to bring in an actual instructor, for certified nurse training and put them in a classroom and not have enough students to, enroll them. So the online has been more successful in that area.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any additional questions? Liz?
Ellen.
Ellen, I'm sorry.
Um,
This-
Lori, I was just wondering how your new space is working out.
Love it. It's great.
It's really cute.
It's very community accessible. We're housed with recreation and Excel and continuing ed. So I want to call it one-stop shopping. So if a parent comes in and they'll go to Excel, continuing ed, and then they'll go to recreation. So it's great. It's just very easy for our senior population. We have a very large senior population in this town that is very active. So they are regularly there, people on the bike path, strollers that are coming in with kids, so it's great. We love it there.
Wonderful.
Can I
Yep.
just say
Yes,
a
Vince.
quick word? It's the last time Lori and I will be like this, but Lori, over these 15 years, I've always been so amazed at how dedicated you are to this, to continuing education and adult education. And it's obvious why you're, with your own association with CASE, why you're a leader, why you're a member of their executive board, because you're so committed to it. So thank you. And your results are just so impressive. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you. I appreciate your leadership, always knowing you're there for any problems, and I appreciate that. I'll miss that.
Thank you very much, Shirley.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to, I know I kind of introduced, but I want to say to Lori, I came, from a district that was really struggling with continuing education, and when I came here, I was blown away by how successful, how engaged the community is in continuing education, and to then watch it evolve over the last decade, that you just continue to innovate and find opportunities where others don't see the opportunity. Lori sees it and just keeps moving forward. We had an issue with Ski Club and just how it was organized, and there was variation across schools. And we really want to provide a lot of enrichment, but making sure that it's, safe, and we're really covering all our bases when it comes to students outside of the school day in different locations. And Lori just took it on, organized it. We are so impressed. The enrollment went up, and it's just been incredible. So I just thank you for always embracing change and finding opportunities along the way and in every aspect of your work. So thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda, 6C, Excel Annual Report.
So another innovator, Brian Zario, is here, and this again is an outstanding annual report. It reflects continued expansion and success of our Excel program, and we are the envy of many districts to have a program that we run before and after school instead of having outside organizations running it. And so I just want to commend Brian and also obviously Vince in the work that you've done in Excel. So I'll give you some time to maybe provide a bit of an overview.
We'll talk about Vince after.
We can talk about that off camera.
We're going to have it.
Yeah, that's right.
No, this year we had another great year. We serviced a core group of students, 3 years old to 6th grade, 540 kids every day. And this year we really focused on safety and quality. Safety, we wanted to be parallel with the school safety, so we're happy to say that we have someone at the door at 7 o'clock now and throughout the afternoon, so we really made an effort with that. And then on the quality, we've just been building on quality. So quality in our preschool, we've been putting a lot of effort in that with adding head teachers in the collaborative classrooms, which has been a very big help, and kind of listened to my preschool teachers for the last couple years asking for that extra help, so that's what we did this year. But overall, a wise man once told me, he's sitting right over here, is to surround yourself with great people. And that's what we're doing here. We're still building a great Excel leadership team. Megan Cameron is my early childhood coordinator, and it is so wonderful to have someone who knows that world, because preschool is a different world. It is completely different world. And Megan's doing a great job. Amanda Mashad, who was Amanda Gorski before she got married. We had a bunch of people on my staff get married this year, so I have a lot of different names. So if you start hearing the name Amanda Mashad, that's Amanda Gorski. She was my supervisor for a couple years over at Westwoods, and now is helping me run the district, when she's been adding great little things to stuff. So we really have a great leadership team, and I'm trying to build on that. We had in our report, it celebrates that leadership team going out into the state and kind of showcasing what they're doing in these national after-school conventions and statewide conferences. So that one I really want to highlight. So, anyone have any questions for me about the program?
Well, I have no questions. I mean, having one child out of college, one a senior in college, and having them been Excel kids at West District, I'm a big fan of the program. I couldn't be more excited to see it just thriving continuously year after year after year. It's a great, great program. So thanks for all your hard work, Brian. Liz?
So I'm a huge Excel fan. That's why we moved to town. Because I love that it was run by the town. I mean, honestly, my kids started in Farmington when there wasn't full-day kindergarten and went through Excel kindergarten. One of the award winners tonight, the mother has said, "Oh, I remember your daughter from Excel." It's a great place for kids to meet each other before, of different grade levels. And so it's interesting because when they get to the high school, they know upperclassmen already from being in the Excel program together. So it's phenomenal for a lot of different reasons. So I like that I've been able to watch it grow and expand and just become better and better every year. I got to watch you grow and get better and better every year. I took that part out. But so I have a question though. The preschool pals program
Yes.
that you started. So how is that going?
Yeah, so that was a
something
little
that's new,
that was
and
a
it
little
looks
pilot
good.
program. Maybe Mrs. Greeter maybe had a little bit of voice to the ear that we wanted to see that. But other districts do that. I know New Britain does that, and my son went to that program. And Scott over at IR is he's so great. That guy's really great. We kind of hit it off, and we kind of we wanted to find the right teacher, so he found the right teacher for that, Carrie Vizone. And so she's working with Carrie Marino over there at IAR, and there's about 18 students, and when we started, we really wanted to make sure we had the right 18 students. So they developed like a little process where they had to get an application, they had to do a lesson plan, so it was, really a thought buildup. And it's just great with that age group because it's really kind of, we were thinking of names, it's PAL right now, but it's really like a discovering, like, if you want to be in education. Like, and this is a great spot. So I went in there one day and I saw the little guys, and there's, a lot of males in there. They don't see a lot of males during that classroom. So there was, 8th grade boys in there. And it was great to see that connection. And the little kids got so excited to see these guys. And it's good. And I think that's something that we're going to definitely, continue to do. And so that's going to be our feeder program for our CIT program, which is a great opportunity for that age students that we already have in place. And right now we have about 16 student interns working for us. And I would probably say half of them came through that feeder program, which is a great process. And it helps me find really talented young people who want to be in this industry.
Do you think are you going to keep it at that number, or do you think you're going to expand it, or is it just going to be based on kids who want to do it, or what do you envision that doing?
I don't know the exact numbers on how many. I don't think there was a lot of people who were turned down from it this year just because we wanted to get it going. But like anything, I think we're going to monitor to have a talk and just see how we can grow that SMART. Because I know there was a lot of stuff doing, like free time periods where teachers were very into it, and they could, sneak out and do a little bit of their curriculum work. So the format was really, they met with Carrie one day. She talked about like teaching fundamentals and age-appropriate lesson plans, and then the following day was in the classroom interacting with the students and doing those lesson plans. So
Okay.
it worked out really well.
All right, great. Thank you.
No problem.
Any additional questions, comments for
Just
Brian?
one last comment before, it's a little, a little emotional here for Vince. Vince, I just finished my master's on organizational leadership, and most of my papers, if, you couldn't really mention a person, but I was talking about my mentor, and Vince was definitely that person, He watched me grow, and, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I know I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for this man. So I don't really know if he understands how much I really appreciate that. So I just want to thank you. And, he's got big footsteps, but if you can see by my numbers, we already kind of surpassed that this year. So.
Just saying.
Just saying, yeah.
But thank you again for the
Sign of a
continued
good
support.
legacy.
All right,
I was
don't,
gonna say, exactly, yeah.
absolutely.
you can't leave,
learned
you
well.
can't leave the table until I say something now. Do you mind, Chris?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Vince,
thank
the
you.
floor is yours.
But Bryant, and he's joking right now about doing better. He's not really joking. He's doing better than I ever did. Enrollment in Excel is higher than it ever was. His programs are, they get national attention. Brian is an outstanding leader, and he did attain his master's. I'm very proud about that. And it's such an example for so many of our team members. I leave Farmington knowing that Excel is in such good hands.
Thank you.
You're such a very talented person and a very dedicated person.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just have to add that that legacy continues because, Vince, I watched you nurture and develop leadership opportunities for all of the staff in Excel. And Brian, you're that same kind of leader, and I see it all the time where your staff is given that little push to go present at a conference or to stand up amongst their peers and talk about the work they're doing. And you're always in the background smiling and encouraging them. So I think that's a legacy of Excel that continues, and it's kind of the hallmark of that learning community and really reflects all of our core beliefs. So
Thank you.
annually you come here and talk about this program, and again, just like with Lori, these results are so impressive. Your leadership is so impressive. we are so fortunate to have dedicated people like the two of you to work with us, and we love being in your company as, as members of this community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me, next item on the agenda, 6D, Engaged Learning Update.
We have many items to highlight. IAR highlighted their Courage unit, and this is a unit of study that was updated and reflects an interdisciplinary approach. Noah Wallace highlighted a paper mache project that was also interdisciplinary through the art department and our elementary world language program. East Farms highlighted a student council project. They have done several student council projects, and I just think about how our seniors, our class of 2019, spoke of their service learning projects, and it starts in our elementary schools. They highlighted Be a Sock Angel, collecting socks for homeless shelters in partnership with local businesses here in Farmington. Westwoods included an item on the school's first annual Bike to School Day in partnership with Bike Friendly Farmington. And Union celebrated fourth grade's orchestra and choir concert, and also highlighted a field trip to Sessions Woods Wildlife Management Center in Burlington, Connecticut. West District also highlighted an outdoor play space that students can use their imagination while utilizing natural materials to enhance recess. So lots of nice items in our Engaged Learning. Yeah, so Gavin DeGraw, I'm sure will be highlighted in the next learning update. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Any questions for
We could
Kathy?
share a photo of us with Gavin.
Questions, okay. All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda, 6E, professional appointments, retirements, and resignations, of which we have a couple.
Yep. So we have 4 resignations, and we really wish each of the individuals who are moving on to a new position, we wish them the very best. And we have had a very busy hiring season, and we will continue to be very busy in the coming weeks.
Very good. Okay, next item on the agenda, 7, unfinished business. 7A, budget impact budget update. Vince?
Good night. Night.
Thank you.
So I've jotted down a couple of points to mention to the board. It's the same budget trends that I've been talking about all year, primarily in special education, remain there. Beth Haber and I closed the month of May just a couple business days ago, and we're still crunching things and looking at things. It's those same areas that are having pressure, but no worse pressure than what it was. Did get a glimmer of good hope from Amy Barrett later this afternoon that we may have changed our trend, at least for 1 month, on self-insurance. So that I'll carefully look at too, but I think at the next board meeting I'll have the final numbers there. Pre-audit visit by the new audit firm that the town council has selected is next week. I have not met any of the people. They come in and they will meet Joe Swetke and myself and Beth Haber, and they'll meet some of the team members. I'll introduce them to Kathy and so on. And then they do some testing of payroll, probably a couple of things when they come make their first visit. They'll make their formal visit earlier than normal in the fall. Usually the old firm used to come in October, but I've been notified by Joe Swetke that the new firm is going to be actually coming at the end of September. I don't think that has much of an impact. After the EFS report is done by Beth by September 1st, and when Kathy certifies it and the final thing is sent in, we're pretty much ready for the auditors to come in, so I don't think that really makes too much of a change. There are bi-weekly meetings going on right now with Quisenberry Arcari, with all the architects on all of the different various capital projects, and they seem to be on track. With the roof projects, however, I still have no formal word from the state of Connecticut. So the possibility that that is something that's on hold is a good possibility. I mean, there's a slight chance that something in the next week or so, but it's getting down to the end now. So that's still in a review stage with the state of Connecticut. And those are the items I had.
Okay, great. Any questions for Vince on the update? Okay, thank you, Vince. Next item on the agenda, item 8, new business. 8A, approval of the proposed new textbooks, second reading. If I can have a motion to approve the proposed textbooks as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, any questions, comments relative to the textbook adoption? Okay, there being none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? It's approved. Next item on the agenda, 8B, approval of proposed new courses, second reading.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, any questions, comments on the new course approvals? Okay, there being none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Approved. Next item, 8C, approval of educational specifications for East Farm School renovations.
Motion.
Second.
Okay,
So this project will occur in the summer of 2020, but we're seeking reimbursement. So we're following the process to ensure that we are eligible for that reimbursement. So the approval of the educational specifications is part of the process that we must follow. So we're moving along with that.
Right, and the town council has it on their next town council meeting agenda for the other resolutions that have to be passed by the council. Then you'd have the board's resolution on the ed specs, the council's resolutions on funding and appointing the board as the building committee. And the pre-application meeting with DAS is set now for Wednesday, this Wednesday, with Angela, Rusty, the architects, and Tim Harris in Hartford. So they'll have that meeting, and then the application will be filed before the end of the month. So,
So do you need,
Yeah, do we have the
I added a
formal-
little bit to the motion, Vince.
Okay, so-
So I'll have.
okay,
this is
so
it.
that's, okay, I was going to say. if you
Because
want something
of the
specific, yeah.
office move and office and media center move and renovation. So I just added that to it.
Okay, so if I can have a motion to approve the educational specifications for the East Farms Elementary School security vestibule, main office, and media center relocation and renovation and related infrastructure improvements project as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Any questions or additional comments for Kathy or Vince on that? Okay, be none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, next item on the agenda, 9, reported board chair, update of committee meeting dates. Policy?
Nothing scheduled.
Nothing scheduled. Curriculum? Communications?
So Kathy and Rich Mock and I got together last week to discuss the summer newsletter. There's, of course, we highlighted all the students we met tonight. It's always chock full of all our award winners and a lot of photos. Something new that we're going to be seeing, Rich is developing a timeline sort of motif where we are in the building project. So there'll be a timeline and then also sort of an update. We thought we'd update the community on the subcommittee work and at this time. Gavin DeGraw will definitely be in the newsletter.
All right. Thank you, Ellen. Negotiations, Mark?
We have 2 meetings coming up. We have one on the 17th, right before our next Board of Ed meeting, and we also have one on the 20th, where we will be meeting with the town, and I think that'll be about 3:30 p.m. on the 20th, so.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for anybody on the updates? Okay, are we, doing that or no, we'll just, yeah. Okay, so there is nothing to go into executive session for, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.